The JSE All Share Index fell in early trade, dragged by commodity-linked sectors. Domestically, South Africa is seeing signs of a fifth wave of the coronavirus, with a recent spike in cases linked to two new subvariants, which are part of the Omicron cluster, if you will. For more on this, we're joined by Karl Gevers, portfolio manager and co-founder at Benguela Global Fund Managers. Karl, always good to have you on the show. So after breaking a 9-day losing streak on Friday, its biggest drop since November 2021, take us through how the rand is trading today.
Yeah, so the rand has been quite volatile, breaching the level, currently marginally below that, actually at 15.8, and that's after reaching 16.15 earlier this morning. Biggest factor there causing the volatility is interest rate hiking cycle and expectations from the market, in particular the Fed, that they would increase rates by 0.5% tomorrow at their meeting, and that certainly will cause a strong dollar and in such a weaker rand.
Mm-hmm. MTN Uganda, they've released results for the quarter ending 31 or 31st March 2022. How have they fared? But I suspect we have a bit of an issue there with Karl. Karl Gevers was speaking to us about the latest market-related news. I think we've lost him. Is he still there? Karl, you're back with us. I was asking you about the results from MTN Uganda for the quarter ended 31st March this year. Talk us through what they look like.
Yeah, pre-tax profit up 20% in local currency, mainly driven by increased data demand within Uganda, and that revenue up 45%. So quite a strong result there. The share price of MTN Group, which owns a majority stake in Uganda, MTN is up 0.75% this morning.
And BP's profit has hit its highest level in years, lifting its share buyback scheme. Tell us about that development specifically.
Yeah, so BP obviously benefiting significantly from the higher oil and gas prices in recent times, and their operating profit is up significantly at the highest level it's been for quite a few years, up to $6.2 billion. Compared to expectations of 4.5 billion by the analysts. But I think the other point that one has to highlight is that there was a big write-down of their Russian investments that they walked away from, so 20% stake in Rosneft and a few other JVs, and that impact was about $24 billion. So that obviously is a non-cash impact. So in terms of cash flows, they're looking quite solid and increasing their share buyback program. So that's all very positive for shareholders of BP.
Something else we're talking about today, ICT Group Datatech has acquired a space-focused consulting group, Northern Sky Research. What are the specs of that deal?
Yeah, so an interesting acquisition, relatively small for Datatech. So it's an acquisition by one of their subsidiaries, Analysys Mason, who are a managing consultant. And this acquisition of Northern Sky Research looks at opportunities within satellite and space communications and similar analysis, and looking at the convergence between 5G and satellite and so on. So